Section 8-1 talks about the geometric mean. The geometric mean is the mean between two numbers and is the positive square root of their product. So when you cross multiply them, you have something that looks like this section in here, a over x equal to x over b. And when you cross multiply, that gives you x squared equals ab. So in turn, it gives you x equals the square root of a times b. So in this example, you have 12 and 3. In order to find x, you have to take the square root of a times b, or in this case, 12 times 3. Okay, here they're factoring out, which you guys are more than welcome to do that, and I'll show you how to do that on the first couple of problems. But most likely, you guys will probably just type it into your calculator and find the approximate number or whatever number it gives you. So if we go on to problem number 1, we want to find the geometric mean between 4 and 4. So we know that we take and find x is equal to the square root of 4 times 4, okay? And if you want to factor out, of course, that gives you, in order to get 4, you have to do 2 times 2. Again, 2 times 2. That'll give you the square root of 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which in turn gives you the square root of 16. And if you type that into your calculator, most of you guys should know that the square root of 16 gives you 4, but if you don't, again, second square root, and then type in 16 and then click enter, and that gives you 4. Okay, so the answer here is x equals 4. Number 2, 4 and 6. Again, x is equal to the square root of 4 times 6. Okay, if you want to factor out, that's 2 times 2. 6 is 3 times 2. Okay, so when you put it into the square root over here, you get 2 times 2 times 3 times 2. Anything that is doubled you can pull out, so that gives you, you can pull out this 2 here, 2 square roots of 3 times 2, or 2 square roots of 6. When you stick that into the calculator, 2 square roots of 6, that gives you 4.89, and we want to round, so it will be approximately 4.9. Okay, so approximately 4.9. Now I'm going to continue on. If you guys want to keep factoring, that's fine. I'm just going to do it the simple way here, which is what you guys will probably do. X equals the square root of 6 times 9. Okay, 6 times 9 gives me 54. So x is the square root of 54. Okay, second square root, 54. That gives me approximately 7.3. Okay, do the same thing here. Square root of 1/2 times 2. Type it in. Now when you're doing fractions, make sure to use your parentheses just so that you don't mess it up and it multiplies it just times this 2, or divides just one number. 1/2 times 2 gives you 1. Okay, so the square root of 1, most of you guys should know this, is 1, but if you don't, type it in, gives you 1. So x is equal to 1 there on number 4. Okay. Number 5, square root of 12 times 20. 12 times 20 gives you 240. Take it, stick it in, second square root of 240 gives you approximately 15.5. remember to round up. In this specific example, you see that we want to round to the first decimal place. Since this is bigger than 5, that goes up to the next number. Okay, number 6, the square root of 4 times 25. That's 100, but we'll stick it in here. Okay, that equals the square root of 100. If you know the square root of 100, that's 10. We'll stick it in just to check. Okay, x equals 10. We'll go to number 7. 16 times 30. Okay, 16 times 30 gives you 480. Square root of 480. Second square root of 480 gives you 21.9. Number 8, 10 times 100 gives you 1,000. Take the square root of 1,000, gives you approximately 31.6. Number 9, the square root of half times a quarter. Okay, again, don't forget your parentheses. And if you get a decimal like this, you can type in math, enter, enter to turn it back into a fraction. So that gives you 1/8. You get the square root of 1/8. Second square root, and I'm going to put parentheses here, gives me approximately 0.35, or we'll round it up to 0.4. Number 10, 17 and 3. 17 times 3 gives you 51. Take the square root of 51. That gives me approximately 7.1. Okay, 11, 4 and 16. 4 times 16 gives me 64. Type in the square root of 64. That gives me 8. Okay, last one. 3 and 24. 3 times 24 gives me 72. Square root of 72 gives me approximately 8.5.